if you only ever play one kind of map, then obviously you're gonna run into issues. Like, farm maps are only jumps, right? But jumps are still like a skill in this game. And the real problem comes when you neglect all other skills, because like if you only ever play jumps and then you neglect everything else, then you'll run into problems. But then also, and by run into problems, I mean like your skill set's going to be really lopsided, or you might have skipped fundamentals of other areas of play, such as tapping or reading. But something similar will happen if you play everything except jumps, which is that you are neglecting an entire part of the game, right? And you might end up having really heavy like lopsidedness with just your aim, right? So yeah, don't be afraid to play jumps every now and then, play farm maps, quote unquote. They are farm maps, but it is just because jumps are what has ended up being the most overweighted in the ranking system. But just because that's the case doesn't mean that jumps are inherently evil and like nobody should be good at jumps, or else that means you're bad at everything else, because that's definitely not the case. There's a lot of people who are really, really good at like speed, for example, or reading, but their raw jump aim is actually really bad, and it really hinders them in their sort of overall gameplay and their skill set balance as a whole. So yeah, don't be afraid to play farm maps every now and then. Just the real precaution that people try to give is like, if you make that the only thing you play, then you are going to definitely end up neglecting other parts of gameplay that are equally important for actually improving as a player. And, you know, weaknesses not being there anymore. Yeah, so hopefully that makes sense.